I never thought I'd stumble upon a secret that would change everything. But that day, I discovered our gateman, Uche, was hiding a shocking truth. He was actually a prince from a royal family, living in disguise. I couldn't believe it. Why would a prince choose to live as a poor gateman? I had to know more. Uche had been working for my family for 3 years. He was quiet, hardworking, and always kept to himself. We never suspected a thing. He would often tell us stories about his village and how he had to leave due to a family dispute. We believed him, but now I wonder if it was all a lie. So, I discovered that Prince Uche had grown tired of the luxuries and fake relationships in the palace. He wanted to find true love, but his parents' constant pressure to marry a princess from a neighboring kingdom frustrated him. So, he decided to disguise himself and experience life as a commoner. Uche left his hometown, cutting all ties with his family and friends. He traveled to our town, where he assumed a new identity as a poor gateman. He wanted to blend in and find someone who would love him for who he truly was, not for his royal status. Uche settled into his new life quickly. He worked hard, earning little money but gaining the respect of our family and neighbors. He would often share stories and wisdom, which we attributed to his village upbringing. Little did we know, he was sharing royal wisdom. As time passed, I became curious about Uche's past. I would often ask him questions, but he would skillfully dodge them. One day, I decided to follow him on his day off. He went to a nearby market, where he met an old man who seemed to know him. They spoke in hushed tones, and I couldn't help but wonder what they were discussing. The next day, I approached the old man at the market. He revealed that he was a former servant of Uche's family and had been sent to keep an eye on him. He told me about Uche's royal upbringing and his decision to leave the palace. I was sworn to secrecy, but I couldn't help but feel like I was part of a bigger story. As I watched Uche from afar, I noticed that he struggled with his new life. He would often gaze at the sky, lost in thought. I realized that he missed his family and the luxuries he left behind. Despite this, he never complained or sought pity. One day, a beautiful young woman named Neoma moved into our compound. She was kind and hardworking, and Uche was immediately drawn to her. They would talk for hours, and I could see the connection between them growing. I wondered if this was the true love Uche had been searching for. Neoma and Uche's friendship blossomed into something more. They would take long walks together, laughing and talking. I could see the happiness in Uche's eyes, and I knew that he had found what he was looking for. But their love was put to the test when Uche's royal status was discovered by a group of travelers who recognized him. They threatened to expose his true identity unless he returned to the palace. Uche was torn between his love for Neoma and his duty to his family. Uche confided in Neoma about his royal status and the pressure to return home. To his surprise, she accepted him for who he was and encouraged him to follow his heart. Together, they decided to face whatever came next. The travelers returned, demanding that Uche live with them. But Uche refused, saying he had found true love and wouldn't let it go. The travelers threatened to tell his parents, but Uche was willing to face the consequences. Just as the situation was escalating, Uche's parents arrived at our compound. They were shocked to find their son living as a poor gateman and in love with a commoner. They demanded that he return home and marry a princess, but Uche stood firm. Uche pleaded with his parents to understand his desire for true love. He told them that he had found happiness with Neoma and couldn't imagine living without her. His parents were taken aback by his sincerity. Uche's parents saw the love between him and Neoma and began to question their own values. They realized that true love was more important than royal status or wealth. They agreed to meet Neoma's family and discuss a possible union. The meeting between the two families was tense at first, but eventually, they came to a mutual understanding. Uche's parents accepted Neoma as their daughter-in-law, and the two families began to make arrangements for the wedding. The wedding was a beautiful blend of royal tradition and commoner simplicity. Uche and Neoma exchanged vows in a stunning outdoor ceremony, surrounded by friends, family, and a few curious onlookers. As they danced their first dance as husband and wife, I couldn't help but feel a sense of pride and happiness for Uche. He had found true love, and it had changed him in ways I never thought possible. After the wedding, Uche and Neoma settled into a happy routine. They would spend their days working and their evenings cuddled up together, watching the stars. Uche's parents would often visit, and they grew to love Neoma like a daughter. They would bring gifts and stories of the palace, and Uche would smile, knowing that he had made the right decision. As for me, I was happy to have been a part of Uche's journey. I had learned that true love knows no boundaries, and that sometimes the greatest treasures are found in unexpected places. Years went by, and Uche and Neoma's love continued to flourish. They had children and grandchildren, and their family became a symbol of hope and unity in our community. And Uche, the prince who traded his crown for love, lived happily ever after with his true love, Neoma. As the years passed, Uche and Neoma's love continued to grow. They faced challenges and obstacles, but their love remained strong. They became leaders in our community, known for their wisdom, kindness, and generosity. Uche's parents, the king and queen, would often visit and stay for weeks. They grew to love Neoma like a daughter and became proud grandparents to their children. One day, Uche's father, the king, fell ill. Uche and Neoma rushed to the palace to be by his side. The king, knowing his time was limited, called Uche to his bedside. "My son," he said, "I am proud of the man you have become. You have found true love and happiness. I realize now that royal status and wealth are nothing compared to the love and joy you have found." Uche wept, holding his father's hand. "Thank you, father," he said. "I am grateful for your understanding and acceptance." The king smiled weakly. "I am proud to call Neoma my daughter-in-law. She has brought joy and love into our family." And with that, the king passed away, surrounded by his loved ones. Uche and Neoma returned to our community, where they continued to live and serve. They became known as the wise and loving leaders of our community, and their love story was told and retold for generations to come. Uche and Neoma's love story became a legend in our community, a reminder that true love can conquer all, even royal status and wealth. They lived happily ever after, surrounded by their loved ones, and their legacy lived on for generations to come. Thanks for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed the story. Drop your opinions or lessons learned from this interesting yet educating story. And also share this video with your loved ones so they can enjoy it as well. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on your notification bell so you get notified when an interesting story like this drops.